Welcome to Let's Talk for Real. I know we're just getting on. Hopefully everybody can hear us real good. We were having some problems with trying to get our camera equipment together.
Yes.
But we're here.
We're here.
So today I want to send a shout out to Sita Creations for my bald and beautiful t-shirt.
Love it.
Yes, got my little bedazzle on today. And for Tamika Joyner for sending the website out. So if any bald and beautiful women out there that want to get them a t-shirt and have a little bedazzle to them, just hit me up and I'll let you know how to get you one.
Hey.
But anyway, Shay is here. She's just getting our cameras together.
I'm the camera lady. Hey. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
How y'all doing? Good to see everybody joining in.
Yes.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about secret soul ties. So we've been talking about option and priority, and this was the perfect on-ramp to start talking about secret soul ties. So it's gonna be some steamy things today. I like to say steamy.
Yeah,
things.
she loves to say steamy.
So we got some steamy things that we want to talk about today, but we want to talk about secret soul ties. And so I want Trio to kind of talk a little bit about a secret soul tie that she experienced, but let me start off with the definition of a soul tie, okay? Unhealthy soul tie. Unhealthy soul ties are often the ramifications of having partners that you create a lifelong bond with through a sexual encounter, but with whom you only have a short-term relationship with, okay? The bond, which is the soul tie, remains long after the relationship is over, leaving both sexual partners longing for wholeness.
Yes.
Tag.
Hey, I know we're talking about Let's Talk for Real. So what I wanted to talk about was something that I had experienced with a soul tie. Sometimes we got to understand that all soul ties aren't sexual. You know, mine was more on an emotional level because I had went through a couple of changes in my marriage, and there was some infidelity there. And so when I got connected with this person, it was more of an emotional thing. And it's like that person saw a lot in me that I was missing. So a lot of times that soul tie connection is it started with a void. And I basically realized that I had a void in my life that I felt like I was okay, because when you get conditioned to, especially being married, and you get conditioned to being in a relationship for so long that you get comfortable with one another and you stop doing the things that you used to do, or you stop paying attention to one another. And after the infidelity situation happened, it really left a big void for me, because it had me looking at myself like, what was wrong with me that this happened. But the person that started out, you know, long-term friendship, like she said, you know, that I could have conversations with that person and we could tell everything about each other. We can encourage each other. It's like he saw everything that I felt like my husband didn't see, or, you know, like I said, getting so comfortable that we pretty much checked out at that time. But what was surprising to me is sometimes we have soul tie connections and we don't really realize that's what it is. And so when I realized that that's the relationship that I was having, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, God. I didn't know that was in me. So what the Lord spoke to me is that, you know, one of my questions was, you know, how could my husband have an affair on me? How did that happen, you know? And then when I got in that situation of the soul tie relationship, it was like, ding, ding, ding. It started with conversation. That situation with the affair, it started with conversation, because he was able to talk to her about stuff that he couldn't talk to me about. And so it was like,
or so he thought he couldn't talk
right,
to you about.
or so he thought he couldn't talk to me about. And so it was like, it starts with conversation. And I'm a firm believer that if I didn't have the relationship that I had with God, that mine could have went further than conversation.
Yeah.
But because I had a relationship that I had with God, and because I had just experienced that situation with the adultery, I didn't want to put that hurt on anybody else because I knew what it felt like. So what I had promised my husband, I said, before I let this happen with me, as far as me having an extramarital affair, what I'll do, I'll come and have a conversation with you because I want you to understand where I was coming from. And that's what I did. I told him, I said, look, I got somebody that's paying attention to me and I like it.
Right.
We being real.
Right.
I liked it. I like the compliments. I like the attention.
Yes.
I like the calls.
Yes.
I like the pursuit.
Yes.
All of that was exciting. But in the end of the day, what ended that situation for me was the person said, well, you know what? I can compete with your husband, but I can't compete with your God.
How about that? He had sense enough to know.
Yeah, he had sense enough to know that I can talk all day long, but that what I wanted from her, she's not going to be able to give it to me because of her relationship with God.
Right.
So that to me spoke volumes about my relationship that I had with God. And I thank that person for loving me enough and seeing enough in me to bring that to my attention and say, look, hold on, this is what's going on. So for me, that was a soul tie experience that I went through, and it was a learning experience for me. It allowed me to understand that, for one, we don't keep the lines of communication with our spouse, our mate, or whoever we're in a relationship with, and that's how the enemy can come in. He comes in subtly. He comes through looking innocent. He comes through friendships. He comes through co-workers. He comes through the internet. He comes through all these different vices because he understands that there's a void, because really that's where it starts.
Lord have mercy. Initially, it starts as, like you said,
conversation. That's the seed.
The compliment.
Yes, the compliments.
I like your hair. You do something different to your hair.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah. You be like, oh, he noticed, and then your mate don't notice. Attention.
Yes, because we as women, we love attention. And then the other thing is, like you were saying, Trill, it starts with the conversation, and then the conversation, the foundation of the conversation typically starts with a compliment.
Yes, and then the seed gets watered.
Can you say that again?
And then the seed gets watered.
It's a perpetual complimenting.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to
get in.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And women, sisters, let me tell y'all something. Hey, Frida. How you doing, Frida? Sierra, Clara. How y'all doing? I saw my niece Miracle tuned in. I'm glad y'all joined us today. For me, I would say for me now.
Yes.
For me. It was, I'm single at that particular time. I'm not really trying to date, but then at the same time, every woman loves attention.
Yes. Men too.
Yes. Of course men do.
Yes,
men,
they like their ego stroked too.
They do. They do. But what you wearing today? I love that scent you're wearing. You got your hair done. I like the way you done your hair.
Oh yeah.
Your makeup.
Watering that seed.
I like the way you done your makeup. And after a while, a man will test the waters.
Yes, he will.
Let me tell you that a man will test the waters. Can I say that again? Let me look right at you. The man will test the waters. And when he tests the waters and he sees where you are emotionally,
yes,
he is going in for the kill.
The kill.
Now, we are talking about let's talk for real.
Let's talk for real.
Let's talk about being in church.
Uh-huh.
Singing on the praise team.
Uh-huh.
being an evangelist. Y'all not going to talk to me right there. People having titles, being prophetess, whatever your title is, minister, sister, deaconess, and I'm talking about the sisters right now. But we love God.
Yes.
But we also love attention. Can we just be real today? And so when we are in the things of God and we see these brothers in the church and they see us, sometimes, y'all know what happens. We connect and it's like, well, I'm going to deal with you because you got just enough, you have just as much to lose as I do. So if I know I ain't going to say nothing. So I'm going to deal with you because I know that you can't say nothing because of the position and the title that you hold.
Okay.
See, we don't talk. See, these are the types of things that we don't talk about in the church. Hey, there's my brother. He said, hi, beautiful queens. Hi, brother. Love you.
And that's why we entitled this The Secret Soul Ties.
Yes.
Because it's the secret affairs. It's the secret things that are going on behind the internet, in the inboxes and the DS messages and all that stuff that we're talking. This the text phone. Everybody got their phones where, people are having those secret conversations right in front of their mates now.
Yes.
Because
absolutely.
of all of this that's going on.
Yes.
I saw where my brother James said he had talked to him and his wife had that conversation yesterday. But like she said, if they can get in, they can get in. And then on the flip side with us women, that ring is a magnet for us women. Because for one, we know that man is responsible enough to commit to his wife. And so what we do as women, we try that ring, boy. We try it. We don't care that it's up there. So we just as bad as the men are out there. And that's one thing I can say, because I did have the conversation with the woman that had the affair with my husband. And what she said was, I knew he was a good man. I knew he was a good provider. I pursued him.
Yes.
She said,
that's what we do.
She said, I pursued him.
That's what we do as women. we pursue men that we know is good, and he treat his wife good.
Oh, yeah.
And then the thing of it is this is the thing. Lord have mercy. Girl, it's so many things I have in my head that I want to get out today. But I know we probably won't have enough time.
Yeah.
Listen, there are people that they befriend the spouse of the person that they have a secret soul tie with.
Yes.
Y'all not going to talk to me right there. I said there are people who have befriended the spouse of the person that they have a secret soul tie with. Let me give you an example. I'm the wife. There's a lady that works with him, or we have mutual friends, and we meet up, in a group setting. And she likes my husband, and she starts pursuing my husband. And as she's pursuing my husband, she befriends me.
Yeah, she wants the inside scoop. She wants the inside scoop.
And that's what happens so many times. The women give the secret soul tie ammunition. Y'all not gonna talk to me. Come on, give me some thumbs up or something. I know somebody done dealt with that out there.
Oh yeah.
Cause I'm one of them. Cause I'm one of them.
And I also want to make sure that we're at some point, like I said, we might not get everything in today, but I also want to talk about that flip side of it may not always be a natural secret soul tie, because even spiritual, we're having secret soul ties with the devil.
Yes,
we're in positions of authority in ministry.
Yes,
we're out here on the forefront, and one persona, we have this mask that we are all holier than thou.
Yes, the halo is over us.
But we still having a secret affair with the enemy with items in our flesh.
Come on,
we're
still
looking
items in our flesh.
Items in our flesh.
Okay.
We're still looking at the pornographic stuff.
Yes.
We're still doing the secret calls. We're still going up to the altar and getting communion. We're still doing all those. So that secret soul tie ain't just natural. The secret soul tie is also tied to spiritual, because anything that you're doing outside of the will of God or contrary to your walk and your relationship with God, you're having a secret soul tie with the devil.
And not every secret soul tie is physical. There are some emotional soul ties out there that are secret.
Okay.
Because he's giving me what I need. This is what one sister told me. Now, she's married. And she was dealing with this brother. And she said, Shay, it's his conversation.
It's the conversation.
It's his intellect. I just love his intellect.
Because we're emotional women. We're emotional men are ego.
He aroused her intellect.
Yes, her intellect.
He aroused her intellect. Did y'all hear what I said?
Yes.
So the conversation, intellectual conversation that she couldn't or would not, I'm not going to say she could not.
Because she could have.
Because you can, because it's about choices.
It's about choices.
She could have had that intellectual conversation with her husband, but she chose not to. And then as a result, eventually, now it didn't start off physical, but eventually, the physical came into play.
Yes, it's a cycle. If you don't get off that ride, it's going to take you all the way down to hell. It's going to take you all the way through there because like she said, the beginning phase of it is that joker going to test you, whether it's male or female. And they're going to see how much and how far they can get away with it. And then when you be like, oh, well, she didn't stop me on that. So let me try this. Oh, it ain't stopped me on that, so let me try that. And now you sitting up there with the sheets pulled up here and repenting.
Yes. Girl.
And I said, I ain't wasting my sin on nobody.
Look, let me tell you this. I was on the praise team, and y'all know I can hold a little tune. Honey, I'm going to tell you, you can tell just as good when I done stuck my foot in that water.
Oh, yeah.
I be singing, and we might... sing something like, you can use me. If you can use anything, Lord, you can use me.
Yeah.
And here I go. Oh, Lord. Just feeling just so messed up because I know
what I done did.
What I did the night before. And here I am coming to the Lord with myself filthy and unclean, singing, trying to sing some praises unto the Lord, and then just get broke right on down.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you, it ain't nothing more attractive to people out there in the world than people that got that anointing on their life.
Yeah.
Because when you have that anointing on your life, it's like a magnet like nothing I've ever seen before because of the fact that people, you know, that's why I tell women, if you got a husband that's living for the Lord and doing the things of God and you don't appreciate that, there's a woman laying on her face.
Say it.
Laying on her face, asking God for these attributes that you have in your husband, that you taking for granted, that they have in your wife, that you taking for granted, and somebody see the potential in the seed that you have. That's why I say you got to be careful because you don't know what you got in your house.
I'm trying to tell you right now.
You don't know what you have in your house.
You don't know.
And if you don't, one man's trash is another man's treasure, whether it's male or female.
Yes.
So conversation, you got to keep that line of communication open because that was one lesson that I learned is that it was I take my responsibility in what happened because there were some things that I wasn't doing as a wife, and if you're mature and you really are sincere about really looking at you, because sometimes we got to look at our responsibility and our part in it because it's two.
We got
a two-way street. Yeah, we got to own our mess. And I know there was some stuff that I wasn't doing.
Yes.
And that was the stuff that, because I had been going through so much, it was the stuff I didn't want to do.
Yes.
But what you don't want to do, somebody else will.
And you better believe that. What you won't do,
somebody
next
else
one will. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're talking about secret soul ties on today. That is my classmate, Kim. Hi, Kim. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so, you know, for me, you know, being in ministry. Now, this is Let's Talk for Real.
Yes.
Okay. Being in ministry and slipping and tipping was something that I did for a season. For a season. And I can tell you the war was real.
Yes.
The fight on the inside was real. The fight inside my head was real because I opened the the door. So
Yes.
now the portal
Yes.
is open for the enemy to come in and remind me, oh, now you're trying to go sing on the praise team, and you know what you did last night.
And
And here you go, now
sorry.
you one of the head intercessors, and now you're trying to lead prayer. You know what you did last week. You wanted to say
Yeah, because
something?
that was the thing that shocked me the most when I went through it, because I was like, wait a minute. I ain't got that in me.
Right.
And then it's like, God, like, yes, you do.
Yes.
So when
Yes,
you
you
ask
do.
God to clean you up and to fix you, you don't know what God is getting ready to stir up when he get ready
I'm
to put you
telling
on
you.
that potter's wheel.
That's
and,
right.
and when I realized that it was in me, I was like, oh my God. And anybody know me, my conviction is horrible. I'll beat myself worse than anybody. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, oh my Lord, I can't believe this was in me. But I'm thankful that God allowed me to see that I had that in
My
me.
God.
And
Yes,
because
yes.
I was able to really admit and accept that was in me, then I got my deliverance.
Yeah.
So now that soul time, I'm like,
And I'm going to tell you something about a soul tie. Lord have mercy. Them soul ties, they hard to let
Yes.
go. Can I tell you on everything I know about God, myself, my mama, the Mary
Yes.
Jesus, the
Yes.
Mary Mother of Jesus.
yes, they are.
I'm telling you, have you ever heard this saying, what's good to you is not always
It's
good,
good
for
for
you?
you.
Have you ever heard that? Well, I can tell you that an unhealthy soul tie, a secret soul tie, it feels good to your flesh.
Yes, because that's what the target range is, your flesh. It
Yes.
ain't got nothing to do with your spirit.
No.
Because
no,
it
no.
targets what feels good
Yes.
to me. It's the void that I have.
Yes.
And so when you really commit yourself and have that relationship with God and allow God to come in and fix those vacancies, those broken spots that you have,
Yes.
then a soul tie won't be nothing for you, because it'd be like, you know what, if anything happened with my marriage, you wouldn't even be the first person I'm looking for.
Exactly.
So it's like, but once you realize that, okay, God, I got a void in my life, and you find out where the root cause of it, because there's a root. And once you find out what that is, then and then stop looking for validation from man and looking for approval from man. And when you start looking for approval and validation through God, then it won't be easy, because then they'll know, I ain't even gonna try that with her.
Exactly. And see, the root of mine was abandonment.
Yes.
That was the root of mine, was abandonment. I would tell you something. For those of you who are out there in the audience who are dealing with the spirit of abandonment, I'm going to tell you something. For me, this is how I got healed. First of all, I had to get real
Yes.
with me.
Yes.
There was a conversation, a face-to-face conversation, a real conversation that I had to have with me.
Yes.
And I had to tell myself, self, first of all,
Yes.
Shay, you out of control. You got to talk to yourself real
Yeah,
like
you
that. You out of control. You are out of control. What are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing? You are out of control.
Yes.
Now, this spirit of abandonment that you are dealing with has caused you to enter into some relationships that you shouldn't have never entered into. It caused you to travel to some places that you never should have traveled to. And now guess what? Now I got to wear that. That's part of me now.
Yes.
I want y'all to hear me. Because some of you who may be out there in the audience who are dealing with a secret soul tie right now, I'm pleading with you to get out.
Yes.
Get out. And another thing what I had to do is I had to get in my word.
Yes.
I had to get in the word of God and let the word of God heal me, cleanse me, purify me. And I know people are like, well, yeah, that's easy for you to say. No. A
It
soul
takes
tie
time.
is not easy
Yes.
to let go. I'm telling you. You know, and the other thing I had to do, I had to cut off all communication. I don't want you to fool yourself and think that you can call them on the phone, have some text messages, emailing. No. You have to cut all communication. Because I'm going to tell you something about the soul tie. Emotionally, you are truly involved, engaged, engulfed. It's like that person, your world evolves around them.
It's like you get on the same wavelength. It's like you know after a certain period of time, oh, that person's gonna call, that person's gonna text, especially when you're trying to.
It's called predictable.
Yes, especially when you're trying to sever ties with it.
Yes.
It don't want to let you go.
Absolutely not. And it will not let you go unless you put up a fight and say, you know what, I'm out of control.
Yes.
Because the moment that I take a phone call, the moment that I see,
It sets you backwards.
The voicemail. Oh. You try not answer. I'm just gonna ignore the call.
I'm just gonna let it go to voicemail.
But then the minute you
hear that voice,
the ding, that there's a voicemail, there you go, you dialing. Because you got to hear the voicemail.
You might well picked up the phone.
You
might well picked up the phone.
Because really that's what you wanted to do.
Yes.
But listen, on a serious note, in order for you to come out, you're going to have to cut all communication. Change your number if you have to. Block them. Do whatever it is you need to do. Because I'm telling you, if you do not sever the communication, it's going to be harder for you to get out of that soul tie. Now, a soul tie is different from a soul mate.
Ooh. Ooh.
A soul tie is different from a soul mate. A soul tie is somebody typically that you really have no business getting involved with in the first place. It's unhealthy. And a lot of times it's unnatural. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you another type of secret soul tie that's going on in these United States of America. Women are in secret relationships with women who are married. And men who are married to a woman are in a secret relationship with a man. Crickets. I don't hear y'all talking. Y'all not talking to. Okay.
Some people are talking, but the camera's so far I can't read. But it's okay.
You want to pull the camera closer to you?
No.
Are you sure? Because y'all know Shay don't have on glasses nor contacts in her eyes, so she can't see that camera over there. I can see this one though.
Yes.
So when you are dealing with that secret soul tie, you got to have a conversation with yourself. I got in my word. Now I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I got in my word. I surrounded myself with the word. That means when I'm driving in my car, I'm listening to the word. When I'm out running errands, I got my earbuds in, I'm listening to the word. I have cut off all communication with that individual because I know that the moment I take a phone call or text message, because I like the way he make me feel. Let me say it again, because I don't think y'all heard me. I said because I like the way he made me feel.
Yes. That's flesh. Yeah.
Straight flesh.
Straight flesh.
Straight flesh. Because I like the way he made me feel. I continued to be in that relationship until I came to myself and said, Shay, you out of control. And so when you get to that point that you don't want to come out, because some people don't want to come out. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Can I tell you what's going to happen?
Go ahead.
You're going to get into another situation just like this one. If you're currently in one, you're going to come out of it, but you're going to go right back and get into another one. You know why? Because there's a thing called transference of spirits. And if it is natural, every time the two of you come together, not only are you sleeping with that individual, but you're sleeping with every individual that the person that you're sleeping with have slept with.
Yes.
And then you be trying to figure out, why am I depressed?
Yes. Why am I? Yeah.
Why am I moody? Why am I feeling like this?
Yes.
Why are you not feeling like that? It's because you're feeling the things that everybody else or that person that you slept with has involved themselves with, or been entangled with, or been engulfed with. You now are dealing with what they are dealing with, and that's why it's hard for you to let go of that person. That's why you got to sever all communication.
Yeah, because intimacy, that person is depositing, especially for women. We are the receivers.
Yes.
And the men are the transmitters, and
that's right.
And what they deposit in us.
That's right.
And we know what that deposit is when he releases. He's not just releasing semen, just point blank, period.
Right.
He's releasing everything that's tied into his spirit. It's being released into you as the woman.
Yes.
And that's why she said that you picking up all this other stuff is because of the fact that you are allowing all these different deposits in you.
Yes.
And now you can't figure out what am I thinking, what am I doing,
right.
Why I can't cut ties with this person is because you're making that deposit. And so that's why we got to be careful as women what we receive.
Yes.
Because we're life givers.
Yes, we
are. And what
are.
we receive, we're going to put back out. We're going to birth it.
Yes.
It's not always just physical, baby. But what's depositing us, we're life givers. And because we're life givers, we will sit here and we'll let that thing incubate in us.
Yes.
And then we birth it out. It's birthed out in our actions. It's birthed out in our relationships.
Yes.
It's birthed out in the decisions we make. It's birthed out in what we see.
Yes.
And so we don't understand that now we're giving life to that thing that has been deposited in us. So we got a lot of illegitimate babies out here that ain't just natural. I know.
So, did y'all just
we got a lot
camera over there, camera right here. Did y'all just see that?
We got a lot of illegitimate babies out here as women that we have birthed. We have birthed depression. We have birthed low self-esteem. We have birthed suicide. We have birthed all these things because we have allowed that thing to grow in us and incubated this thing to now we don't even know who we are. That's why we was talking about priority and options, because we have allowed ourselves to keep birthing out options because we have refused to believe that because I'm the life giver that I can birth out purpose.
But then this is another thing. This is another side to that soul tie.
Yes.
When you still want to be attached to that person and they don't want to be attached to you. That's a whole nother ball game, whole nother chapter in the book, because then you have now, this brother told me, he said, men have this thing where we look at women like cars.
Yes.
I said,
I can believe that.
Sis,
I can believe that.
The brothers out there, why y'all gotta look at us like cars? And this is what he said. He said, a man who is really in the market to purchase a vehicle.
Not lease.
He said purchase.
Not lease.
He said purchase. He said a man who is in the market to purchase a vehicle.
Not rent.
He said he's done his research. Come on.
Yes.
A man who is in the market to purchase a vehicle, not rent, not lease. He said he has already done his research.
Yes.
He knows the value. He knows the worth. He said he don't have to put a lot of miles on it to test drive it. He said, but a man that is not in the market to purchase a vehicle. Now, this is what he said to me. He said, a man that is not in the market to purchase a vehicle, he is going to put as many miles on that car as he can, because he knows that the number of miles that he put on it, somebody else had put that same amount of miles on it because he was allowed to put that number of miles on it.
So now you become as is.
Right. No warranty.
No warranty.
As
is.
Well, we can just close broadcast with that.
Yes.
And so, you know, you don't want to be an as is.
No.
You don't want to have unnecessary miles put on you. So that then when the man that God has created for you, or the woman that God has created for you, brothers, when that individual comes into your life, you're not so worn out and worn down that you can't enjoy the finer things out of life with that person. Because you've allowed yourself to be in these soul, you know, attached to these soul ties. Because I'm going to tell you something, it's a difference in being attached to somebody than being connected to them. A lot of us are allowing people to attach themselves to us, or we are attaching ourselves to them. And one thing about being attached, you can be detached.
At any point in time.
Let me give you a visual, because I like to paint visuals.
Yes, paint it, sister.
Let me paint you a visual. When you get bills in the mail, the top of it is the part that remains with you. The bottom part, they say either they have scissors and they say cut it a dotted line or detach here. It's just like you just separate it.
Yes.
There isn't any struggle with it. You just separate it. It's real quick.
Real quick.
It doesn't hurt. You know. But when you are connected to somebody, let me put it this way. Your purpose is fulfilled when you are connected with people, with the right person. Let me say that again. Your purpose is fulfilled when you are connected. And see, when you're connected, it's the chain. It's like that three-stranded cord is not easily broken. That's that's how the Bible defines it. It's a strand. It's like a three-stranded cord. It's not easily broken. The connection is there, and it's hard. And she's trying to pull, and I'm trying to pull. It's hard. You ain't going nowhere, and they ain't going nowhere because we connected. We linked up. We linked up. We ain't going nowhere. So I know we said a whole lot to y'all today. This is still a whole lot of my spirit that I want to say, but I know that it's the hour's getting late. But we really want to just speak into.
Don't keep being a secret. If your relationship and who you are is a secret, that he don't talk to nobody about you. Don't none of his friends know about you. Don't none of his family know about you. That anytime you with him, you can't even go nowhere. That anytime he come to see you, it's just at your house.
Right.
You need to look at the what value he's seeing you. Like she said, when you go back to the scenario of the car, he don't even drive you anymore. Right. You know, he just put the cover on you and just let you sit there. Matter of fact, he just put you on blocks.
I was going to say, he put you on blocks.
He put you on blocks, so he ain't even driving you no more. But just have more, think more about who you are. And it goes back to, like we've been talking about being a priority and an option. And that's what I had to do, is really look at the value of who I was and what God had called for me to be. And I could not decrease my value by keep allowing myself to have that secret soul tie, because at the end of the day, it's going to cost you everything.
It is.
It's going to cost you your marriage. It's going to cost you your relationship with God.
And men
it's going to cost you, men too. It's going to cost you your family. The cost is too great. It really is. The cost is too great. And that's just one thing I just couldn't do. Because like I said, at the end of the day, I know what it felt like. And I don't mind telling my story. Let me put that disclaimer out there, because can't nobody tell it like I can tell it.
Say it.
So if you want to add anything to it, so be it. But at the end of the day, I know what my story is. I know what my purpose is and my calling was with the situation that I went through. Because when you're dealing with ministry, sometimes you got to be exposed to some stuff so you'll know how to fight the enemy in those areas.
Absolutely.
So I thank God that I survived it. it didn't take what it was intended to take from me. And I just thank God for his grace and mercy through that whole process, because I just remember my dad saying, you know, sometimes we pray and we ask God for different situations for him to deal with, but we don't ask him the method and how he's going to do it. But I thank God for covering, and that I didn't respond in the flesh, because I wound up ministering to that woman. Ugh.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, God, if I didn't know any other day that I was saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, had to go old school, I knew that day. Because one thing about it, it was not going to kill me. What the enemy tried, I always say the purpose of God always supersedes the plot of the enemy, because he has a plot.
Yes,
he got a plan.
He does.
And that's one thing he's after. He's after what God has in us. And so that was my part of my testimony on that. So I thank God for allowing me to share it, and I hope it helps somebody out there. And just at the end of the day, like she said, we got to get to the root of why we're in the situations that we're in, and why we're doing the things that we're doing, because God wants us to be delivered, and he wants us to be free, so that he can use us the way that he needs to use us. And so if that means we got to empty out some stuff, we got to empty out some stuff.
Yeah. And I just want to say to the brothers, you know, brothers are going through the same thing that us sisters we go through too. You know, it's just you going through it from your context.
Yeah.
There are women that are just using you. They are abusing you. They are putting miles on you. You know, you trying to treat them like a queen, and they want to be I can't say that word.
Yeah.
But you know, and they don't treat you like the king that you are.
Yes.
And they treat you like you are the floor mat. You know, I remember posting one time on my Facebook page how I was sweeping off my porch, and I took my rug up and I just threw that rug around. You know, every time I would sweep, and I would throw it, get out this, you know, sweep, throw it somewhere else to get it out of my way. And I said, Lord, have mercy. Help me not to treat your people like that.
Yes.
Because let me tell you something about that mat that's still at my front door.
Yes.
Regardless if it's hot outside, if it's cold, if it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's sleeting, if it's hailing, that mat stays right in
there.
place.
Yes.
It's always there when I need it. When I go outside my door and I wipe my feet on it.
Yes, don't we?
And then that day, I was kicking it sometimes.
Yes.
Because I wanted it to get out of my way. And brothers, sometimes that's how y'all get treated by women.
Yes.
We talk to the sisters. Now let me minister to the brothers.
Yes.
Some of y'all get kicked around just like that. Some of y'all are devalued. You're talked to like a dog.
Yes.
You know, when she refers to you, it's profanity. Even in the church, let me tell y'all something. There's some cussing saints in the land. I'm just, you know why I know? Because I used to be one of them. I don't cuss like I used to. I curse now, I don't cuss.
Yes.
There is a difference between cussing and cursing.
Yes.
But brothers, I just want y'all to know that y'all are valued.
Yes.
You appreciate it. We thank God for every brother that's trying to do the right thing. That's out here working hard. You're taking care of your business. There are brothers that have come home. They're returning home. Y'all are not getting the breaks that you need.
Yes.
We want to speak life to you. We don't want you to give up. Listen, and I don't want you to think that there's not a sister out there that don't want you either. The devil is a liar. Let me speak to you right quick. Listen, just because you have gone through what you've gone through, you may have had some unhealthy soul ties, and some unhealthy soul ties is probably waiting for you when you get back home. But can I encourage you today? Tell her to kick rocks
and make her head small. That means she disappeared.
Tell her to kick rocks, because you are better than that.
Yes.
You don't want to go back to do the same thing that you were doing before you left home. When you return home, it's different now. Your mind is different. Your heart is different. Your spirit is different. Your soul is different. You don't want to keep doing the same thing that you were doing to get you where you were. I can't go back to that.
Yes.
You are soul tie. You're not my soul mate. My soul mate was here just for me. Put here just for me. Designed just for me.
And just like my post the other day, your soul, somebody else's husband
is not
or wife
is not
your soulmate.
Well, there you have it. Because there are people who think that your husband is their soulmate.
Yeah.
It's sad to say. Or his wife is their soulmate. No. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way.
No.
So y'all have a blessed evening. We love you today.
Love you guys.
Thank you so much for everybody tuning in. Please share our video. We are so grateful that you continue to chime in every week, hanging out with us. We're having fun, but we want to make sure that we are giving you some nuggets as well.
Just next week. Are we back on Friday?
Next week, your girl is traveling again.
Yeah, she's traveling
We're gonna try to. I'm gonna try to get back in time so that we can do our broadcast at 5:30 on next Friday.
If not, we're not gonna miss a week.
No.
Yeah, if we gotta adjust the schedule and get another day, then we will, because we want to make sure that we're consistent in doing this, because a lot of times we start assignments and we start things rolling and we fall off because of schedule conflicts or whatever, but we want to make sure that at least once a week that we're getting in touch with you guys. And like she said, we appreciate you guys taking out your time, because you don't have to after you don't work all day, you know. And those that are not able to get on the live session, that go back and look at it later and share it. We're so grateful for you guys, because I'm telling you, we're going to have us a TV show soon.
Hey, y'all going to be able to come to the studio.
Yes.
Y'all going to be able to get tickets and come to the studio. Hey, my niece, Nichelle. Love you too, baby.
So I'm thankful for you guys, and we love you. And y'all going to see us trying to get our phones and stuff off. So let's talk.
Let's talk for real. Let's talk. Let's talk for real. Let's talk. Let's talk for real. Let's talk for real. Hey, love y'all. Have a great.
Sorry, it failed, but that's okay. I'm gonna finish it now. Smooches.